Okay, it's time to get your first push-up. So, the first push-up is actually a skill that I've taught hundreds of times to members of CaliUnity, because most people that join the gym are people that don't really like the usual gym environment, but they still want to get strong, they still want to get mobile, they still want to get toned. And the push-up is one of those skills that people just think, I could never do that. They work on their knees, they might do a few against the wall, but they could never see themselves doing a full push-up. And it's one of my favorite movements to teach someone, because once they've unlocked it, they realize that, hey, you are strong, you can progress, you can get stronger, and it opens up a whole new world of movement and strength, and it gives them this empowerment, this glow in their eye of like, yes, I can do this. So let's get you your first push-up. So let's actually just have a look at why you can't do your first push-up at the minute. Just from experience, most people who can't do their first push-up can do their first push-up. They're just not pushing hard enough. When you think about it, when you think about your body is protecting yourself. When you get to the end range of motion of a movement, your body actually slows down, because if it didn't, then your in this case, my shoulder would just come out, right? If it kept moving at this point, it would just dislocate. And your body is basically telling yourself to slow down, not move as fast. F equals ma, we're accelerating the mass, which is your body, and you need to move it faster if you want to get more force, so you can actually push yourself back up. So, fundamentally, I mean, honestly, just give this a try. Rather than doing your first push-up slowly, so coming down slowly, coming back up slowly, just move faster. I'm just going to throw it out there for the first thing. You might save yourself 8 minutes of watching this video. Just come down fast and push up fast. Imagine you're going to send yourself to the moon. You're going to go through the top of the movement. You're not going to come here and slowly, you're going to come down, bam, and you're going to squeeze as hard as you can to come back up. Honestly, get down now, try it. Come down, come back up. If you've got the push up, then keep watching and I'll show you how to progress from there. Okay, let's say you haven't got it, no worries. Let's quickly have a look at the muscles that we use, and then we're gonna break it down bit by bit, looking at the form of the push up. Then we're gonna go through progressions to get your first one and where to go from there. So the main muscles you're gonna use are your chest, shoulders, and triceps. Really, really, really simple. Depending on your elbow position, you're going to be using different muscles. So if you're tight, you're going to be using more triceps. If you're wide, you're going to be using more chest. I get the question all the time from the Cali members, Ollie, how wide should my elbows be when I do a push-up? And long story short, it depends, but there is a range that I want you to be in. If you have your hands out by your side, so you just hold them up here like this, that's probably roughly your push-up grip. Okay, so you see how my elbows are into the side. You don't want your elbows above 90. No, 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 no. If anything, I'd say you don't want them more than actually like 60 degrees, this angle here, okay? I usually have them about 45 degrees, so I get the best of both worlds of chest and triceps, but I'm gonna show you a way of getting into a push-up where it doesn't even matter what your elbows do, because you're gonna be making sure you're doing it the same each time. On that, what I see people do all the time in their push-up is they use their arms rather than using their bigger muscles. Look at the size of my chest and my lats compared to the size of my arms. Let's use these things rather than these things. The problem is that in day-to-day life, we carry the shopping and we're in our arms. Our shoulders are up and we're like this. We're walking around like this. We're trying to pull things out with our arms. But what we have to do in calisthenics, is we have to learn how to use the larger muscles to move our body, because it means we can progress more over time, but it also means you're much less likely to get injured. I see a lot of people, well, actually funny, when I first got into doing push-ups, I was doing them with my dad. I was quite a chubby kid in school, and I wanted to get my first few push-ups because I couldn't do them in rugby training. And I actually really hurt my rotator cuff because I was just doing this all day with my elbows out to the side. And only if I knew now, I probably would have been so much stronger in my push-ups. But hey ho, that's why I'm sharing the lessons here that we've learned from coaching people to hopefully help you on your journey. So, let's deal with this kind of elbow position thing. So first off, I want you to get into a plank position. I don't mind if you're on your knees or a full plank position for now, that's absolutely fine. We'll work on those progressions in a second. What you're gonna do is, rather than thinking about bending your arms, I instead want you to think about pushing your shoulders over and forwards. If you look at me on the camera here, this is kind of like the ideal position that you want to be in, almost like a triangle here, right? So you're just in front. You do not want your nose going in between your hands. You want your nose going in front of your hands. And the elbows will sort themselves out when you do that. Some people, like me, I've got really long arms, and so my hands might be wider. Some people may be closer, but your body will figure it out for you, okay? So step number one is you lean forwards. I almost like shifting my weight from almost to my heels, back of my heels, to on top of my tippy toes when I go to a push-up. The second thing I want you to think about is core body tension. What you want to do is you want to squeeze your ribs down to your waist, you want to tuck your tailbone underneath, and you want to round your shoulders down in that plank position. From there, you basically want to be keeping that position through the whole range of motion. I see a lot of humping the floor, arching the back. Make sure that you keep that position, especially when we come to the progressions, which we're going to be doing now. So the first progression is basically doing this against a wall, right? So find a wall, bring yourself down and come back up. That should feel pretty easy for you to do. If it's not easy, keep working on that until you get to 10 reps. Next up, come down to a chair. So do the same thing on a chair, come down, you're basically going to be doing incline push-ups. Work on those, keep progressing those. Get to 10. Once you can do 10 of those, then, and also in general, 3 sets of 10 is a good kind of ballpark figure. Next up, work on your knees. Same thing, 3 sets of 10. Once you can do that, then we're going to work on to the next progression. With the knees though, I want to make sure your hips aren't super high to the sky. Make sure your hips are in line. So I can almost draw a line from your shoulders to your knees, and your hips will bisect that. So they're in the middle. Okay, that means you've got a nice, strong body position. The only thing that's moving is your shoulders and your elbows going up and down. Now, most people will now skip straight from knee to full push-up. My favorite progression to help the Cali members is do a full push-up, so plank, come down slowly, hold, then go on your knees, come back up. So full push-up, come down slowly, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. See if you can hold the bottom. Maybe see if you can even squeeze back up. You might be able to squeeze back up if you move fast enough, but if not, you squeeze and you can't do it, fine. Knees to the floor, come back up. Absolutely fine. Keep doing that. And simply keep doing that over and over. 3 sets, 3 times a week, 4 times a week. And eventually you're gonna get to the point where you come down, you try and squeeze back up, and hey ho, you come back up. For your first one, you might have a bit of an arch in your back. You might hump the floor a little bit. That's fine. Get it ugly, then make it look nice. Now after that, ribs engaged, butt squeeze, legs straight, knees squeezed. Come down fully, squeeze back up, then we can work up to 10 reps in a row, and then we can work on some more advanced variations for the push-up. That's it, simple. Let's write this down. So we've got wall first, okay? Then we've got like a box or a chair. Then you've got knee. Then you've got negatives. And then you've got the full ones, okay? And then bam, you've unlocked your first push-up. This now opens up your whole journey into the rest of calisthenics. Your next one now is getting your first pull-up. So make sure to go and watch that video if you do want to get your first pull-up. And on that note, if you guys liked the video, make sure to hit the like button below. That just means that I know which videos you guys enjoy and which ones I should make more. If you have any questions about getting your first push-up, leave it in the comment section below. I get back to all of the questions on the CaliUnity YouTube, and I'm more than happy to help. And if you know someone else who's working on their first push-up and this video might be useful for them, share it with them. Or if you want to have a check of the rest of the CaliUnity YouTube, we're making health education accessible to everyone, but especially those people that don't like the traditional gym environment but still want to get toned, mobile, and strong. And getting your first push-up, you can do it from home, it's completely for free, and it's such an incredible way to get into calisthenics. And so best of luck with that first push-up. If you want to see more of these videos, click subscribe below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.